today's video is about self-love languages to be specific. And the reason why it is important to know your love language, your self-love language. It's important because you can only receive love, or you only know how to receive love to the extent that you are able to love yourself. You know how they say how do you expect someone else to love you when you can't even love yourself? This is kind of where that applies. Also, with a higher level of self-love comes healthier boundaries, higher standards for who you allow into your life and how you allow them to treat you. There are 5 known love languages, but I've modified them based on, one of them based on self-love languages. First one, of course, we know words of affirmation. The second one, quality time. More emphasis on the word quality than time. Acts of service, gifts, and instead of touch, I changed it to intimacy, because it's not so much about touch when it's about self-love or self-care. It's more about our ability to really dig deep and to really look at ourselves and see what it is we either don't like or we want to change, or to learn to become one and to fall in love with who we naturally are in a real and a really raw way, to connect with ourselves. So I use intimacy. With the focus on ourselves, it can tend to be a little more difficult to figure out what exactly we enjoy, what exactly makes us feel loved, what exactly feels relaxing and rejuvenating to us. I don't know if you've ever done this, but I certainly have, where you schedule a self-care day and you wind up not even feeling relaxed, you don't feel recharged, you actually probably feel more drained and tired because you don't know your love language. Sometimes we don't need just sitting there or taking the day off and laying in bed. Sometimes we need to take the day off and be spontaneous. Sometimes we need to take the day off and do a facial or go get a facial. Or sometimes we may need to take the day off and realize maybe we're isolating ourselves, or we feel lonely, or whatever, connect with our intuition, or go hang out with friends. It's just learning our self-languages allows us to self-care properly, with more attentiveness to ourselves. We can figure out what exactly makes us feel rejuvenated and refreshed. When I'm not sure what it sounds like. There also are planes in this community, and I'm also in a residential area, so just keep that in mind. But for the first one, we're going to start off with words of affirmation. Self-care is not always something that you need to schedule time for. Like I said before, it could be the smallest thing, like deciding that, giving yourself a quick word when you're starting to feel stressed, or you're starting to feel overwhelmed, or you're starting to feel unworthy. It could be, for example, you're with friends or family and someone unknowingly makes a joke about one of your insecurities. Number one, you need to stand up for yourself. Speak up for yourself and let them know that that's not okay. And then number two, you don't even have to say it out loud, but just internally, in your mind's voice, just, you know what? People can only give you what they have for themselves. I would change that. They can only offer you what they have for themselves. And it's up to you whether or not you want to receive that or not. What that's basically saying to you is, people are insecure. They may focus on certain things, but that doesn't have to be something that you hold on to, because it says absolutely nothing about you, and it says way more about them. Another example may be you're deciding to embark on a new fitness journey, and you're about to give up, but you know what the end goal is, and that's something that your heart truly desires. Giving yourself that little pep talk is just enough to continue going. So words of affirmation, it may also, it could look like your favorite quotes on a million sticky notes all over the place. I know that is one of my favorites. Besides the quote, people can only give you what they have for themselves, and it's up to you whether you receive it or not. That's my number one. That's my number one. But for number two, and these are my notes, so I don't miss anything. But my number two is sticky notes. I love sticky notes. I love flashcards. I have like a million affirmations on my flashcards and stuff like that. But it's about learning, what you like to hear, what makes you feel supported and uplifted. In turn, it teaches you, it raises your standard, and it teaches you what it is that you need in a relationship as far as how people speak to you or talk about you. So, second one, we have quality time. Now, I want to place emphasis on the word quality because the word quality is focused more on the vibration of that time. It's not about how much time you have. It's not quantity of time, it's quality of time. It's more about the standard and the degree of excellence, the degree of spontaneity, the degree of fun, the degree of freedom, the degree of flow, whatever it is that you require to get back into balance at that time at a high standard. For example, as a self-love language, quality time can look like an early morning manicure and pedicure at your favorite salon, and you schedule it early because you want to make sure that, sorry, is it playing? Okay, sorry about that. But you want to make sure that your nail tech is well rested, that you're not being rushed, that the salon is quiet and calm so that you can get that zen for a moment while you're being pampered. Quality time. It may be no more than an hour and a half. Usually an hour and a half at the nail salon is about what it takes. But that quality hour and a half, and knowing exactly what you needed, which was that quiet. You need good service, that good foot massage, because she's fresh, she just clocked in, she's having a good day, she had her coffee. Is quality time. As opposed to later in the day, I'll just take an appointment and there's millions of people there, it's a rush, you're stressed out because the energy is high and frantic. Let's see, also, it could look like lunch just at a beach or at the park. Just you, the trees, the birds. Maybe you want to do it in silence, maybe you want a little music. But just really making sure the entire setup of how everything is flowing is all very well planned out. And maybe, okay, I'll take that back. Maybe it's not well planned out, but maybe well thought out. I know that if I go to the beach, that I'll have, the crashing of the waves, and that's something I need right now that helps me to gain mental clarity or stillness. Or the park, the chirping of the birds relaxes me. Being able to come and journal or have lunch and whatever. Quality of time, not quantity of time. When you look at quality of time, you're focusing on the degree of excellence. Okay? And also learning what you enjoy during quality time helps you to get clearer on what you enjoy, and it brings peace. When you take that time for yourself and you're focusing on you, it's easier to go out and help people, especially for moms or dads or grandmas, grandpas. We all wear a million hats, but it's easier for us to do our job or to fulfill our roles when we take that quality time for ourselves. Even in relationships, knowing what you need in quality time, or what you consider quality time, what refreshes you, recharges you, or excites you, it gives you an idea of what to ask for when you are asked, when you're in an intimate relationship or romantic relationship. Netflix and chill is cool, but what if that's not what excites you or what recharges you or what you need for that moment? From a self-love standpoint, the self-love language of acts of service is about what in life you like to have done or prepped or whatever in order to make life easier, run smoother. Even on your hardest day, to make the day a little bit simpler, to help you be able to relax and stay in balance. Another plane. I am so sorry. I live 2 minutes from the airport. Anyway, an example of acts of service as a self-love language. Maybe you like to prep your breakfast for maybe 4 days, if you can, to make your days simpler. If you know that you're busier in the mornings and you have to get up, get dressed, and go, you'll be able to make sure that you're able to eat or, get in that energy in the morning by prepping your breakfast or even dinner. Setting up dinner in a crock pot for that evening so that when you get home, you and the family or you yourself can just relax, unwind, and enjoy a nutritious dinner. Especially now when everything is just so busy and it's so easy to just grab a bag of chips, because what else are we doing? A lot of us are doing a lot, actually, but still, quarantine is quarantine. Restrictions are restrictions. It can also look like doing your laundry on schedule every week. This is a big one for me, and honestly, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because I've been doing better. When you keep yourself on a schedule, yes, that is considered an love language or an act of service when it comes to self-love language, because you do this for yourself so that you do not have to deal with the mental clutter of seeing it pile up. You don't have to, dirty clothes. It throws off the whole feng shui. We just don't like it, and we do it for ourselves because when we're able to do that small thing, it changes the vibe of the rest of the day. Otherwise, you're thinking about your same to-do list that you're putting off, procrastinating on for the next week because you decided that, you know what, if I don't do it now, I don't have to do it now. It sucks. Please don't let procrastination and its sales pitches reel you in because they're lies. Also, maybe go gas up the day before you have a busy day. Maybe don't wait till last minute. This acts of service is about making life easier for you. Like, okay, say we were in a relationship. It would be nice for someone to go gas up your car. All this is doing is preparing you to receive. Every single one of these love languages is preparing you to receive, preparing you to live a life that's simpler, easier, and teaching us that we are worthy of that. So in acts of service, it's just about getting yourself in the habit of simplifying things for yourself. It's about taking good care of yourself. In turn, showing you how to plan in the event that someone else asks, what can they do to help you? The golden question. What can they do to help you? Okay, so this is going to prepare you for that. Especially if you're a person that does not like to be helped. You're going to need, this one is going to be a big deal. And this is the fourth one, and it is gifts. Now, I know a lot of us have a hard time receiving gifts, and we don't look at it as an issue around worthiness, but let me show you how it is. When you do something for somebody else, you get the appreciation from them. Oh, thank you, you shouldn't have, or whatever, I appreciate it, whatever, however they thank you, you show their gratitude, and it gives you some type of validation, like, okay, I am good. This is the problem. We do so much of it for validation and for love instead of out of love, to the point where we start self-sacrificing. This is what I mean. When you go, to the store, you see something that you like and you know you deserve it. You work for it. You're a good saver, or maybe you're not, but your bills are always paid. You're always at work. You're an entrepreneur. You know you're applying yourself, or maybe it's just something that you know you need. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you will talk yourself out of getting that thing. Be it a new phone that you need because your phone is destroyed, some running shoes, a new purse that because you just want it. You will walk out of that store with triple the amount that you would have spent on yourself for everybody else, because you don't feel like you are worthy of buying that for yourself. You think that you're selfish for doing something for yourself. Attending to this area of self-love as a self-love language will help to groom you back into understanding, yes, I am worthy of good things. I am worthy of living life with ease. Sorry guys, that part of the video got cut off because I was really going in. I'm just kidding. But anyway, attending to yourself in the area of gifts. You don't have to give yourself something every day, every week, but at least do it once or twice a month, I would say, because we all can. There's something that you want, or start saving towards that one big thing that you want. But do it for yourself because you deserve it, and realize that you are worthy of good things. That doing something for yourself does not make you a selfish person. That tending to, caring for, and enjoying life is your birthright, and that you deserve that. Not because you earned it, but because it is your birthright, and that it is okay to enjoy. You are worthy. You are absolutely worthy of time, attention. And even, I believe, even in this particular area, words of affirmation can work as well. I am worthy. I deserve good things. It is okay for me to play. It is okay for me to enjoy. It's okay for me to have fun. This ties right in with words of affirmation. I didn't realize that until just now, but yes. Just giving ourselves gifts, or giving to ourselves in general, giving ourselves time that may be the gift that you need. It's allowing ourselves to treat ourselves without guilt. That's all it's about. That doesn't mean spend your bill money, max out your credit cards, but allowing ourselves to have nice things and knowing that we are worthy of them. Check those notes. Learning about ourselves around the area of worthiness opens us up to receive gifts from others. Fully allowing ourselves to enjoy them without guilt. So there's that. Gifts as a self-love language. If that resonated with you, you should probably practice in this area. One, it's traditionally called touch as a love language, but now that we're doing self-love language, we're going to change that to intimacy, because with this self-love language, we're learning to accept and to love ourselves regardless. That means our shadow sides and our light sides. That means the good, the bad, what we've been through, what we've done, what we've put up with. This is also, it involves shadow work, digging deep into ourselves and unpacking things when we can connect with ourselves. This is connecting with your intuition. This is, identifying your higher self. This is connecting with even those deeper, than just ourselves, our ancestors, our guides. Trusting ourselves also has everything to do with being intimate with ourselves, because we spent so much time with ourselves, working on ourselves, to where we can't be, the words of someone else cannot make us second guess ourselves. Being, to the degree that you are able to be vulnerable with yourself, how simple or how difficult it is, it shows us more of where the work needs to be done. So if I would say that this is a universal self-love language, because we all get to this point where we do need that vulnerability, whether you don't accept yourself physically. So your inner critic, which is, to me, in my opinion, only words that you've heard from other people on a recorder repeated in your subconscious, because you don't feel that way about yourself. You don't hate yourself. You don't think that you're unworthy of love. You do not think that you're not good enough. You don't think you don't look good enough. That's not you. That's other people and their opinions, their thoughts, and how they feel about themselves projected onto you. You held onto it, and it continued playing in your subconscious mind, and what you give attention to grows. I don't believe we hate ourselves. I don't believe we think less of ourselves. Let's just put that on our table. Anyway, also words of affirmation can be used in this area as well. Same pretty much affirmations as, being worthy, and when it came to gifts. I'm good enough. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. It is okay for me to cry. When it comes to intimacy, you may experience a lot of crying. I am a Cancer. That is my sun sign and my moon sign. So I cry. But what I call them are magical tears. Just like I tell my kids, magical tears. It's okay to cry. Letting it out and allowing yourself to feel, and to feel deeply, and to let it go. To forgive yourself for putting up, for being, naive. What are you supposed to be? It helps us to let go of that criticism, what we wear, or what we want to do, or how we want to wear our hair, and what society or our family or our mates even say about it. It helps us to let it go. When we can be intimate with ourselves, and we can accept ourselves, and we can give love to ourselves, it's no longer about what somebody thinks about us. We don't need validation. We don't need you to tell. I don't need you to tell me I'm good. I don't need you to tell me I'm a hard worker. I don't need you to tell me that I'm smart. I don't need you to tell me I'm beautiful. Because guess what? I spent that time with myself intimately. I broke down a few times. I did my shadow work. And here now, I validate myself. I love myself. The universe conspires to give me my heart desires. What you give, or what they give to you, is extra. Not to say that we just come out here straight bougie, I know, you're beautiful, I know. We still take it with grace, but at the same time, what I'm saying is, we don't need it. If we never got it again, if no one ever again told us, you're beautiful, you're meant for greatness, you're great at speaking, you make people happy, your smile is infectious. If no one ever told us those things ever again, we would not, it would change. It would be no different. There'll be no change, because we know that within ourselves. We're sure of ourselves, because the time that we've spent learning our love language, the time that we've spent loving ourselves, intimately connecting with ourselves and our inner child, doing our shadow work, loving our light and dark, connecting with our ancestors, keeping our spiritual practices, connecting with divine, connecting with our angels, connecting with our spirit guides, animal totems. Anything else somebody else gives me after this point is extra. So yes, we're shaving our heads as a symbol of freedom, and that's okay. I cannot tell you how many times. Also, I wanted to say too, I don't know if it's just a women thing or if it's women and men in general, but we tend to cut our hair or dye our hair or some major change to hair right as we're transitioning into something. I don't know, that's just extra. But intimacy as a love language is about setting ourselves free of social standards, of expectations of others, validating ourselves, seeing ourselves as worthy, and living and walking in that. And that's a certain level of confidence that, even though we don't need it, as far as others to tell us how good we are, just because we don't need it, watch how much it comes. Oh, wow, you're so confident. Oh, you're so bold. I wish I could do what you do. I wish I had the guts to. It's crazy how it works. But when you don't need something, here it comes. Just because we need to channel inside and depend on ourselves. Intimacy as a love language. I would say that I am, if I was to ask, what is your love language? What do you believe your love language is? And you can go ahead and comment in the comments, or, just figure it out for yourself. So the next time you schedule a self-love or self-care day, you'll know exactly what you need just by paying attention to your body and how you feel, or what, you want to do, or what would make you feel freest, what would make you feel most liberated in that moment. I believe that we're a combination of all five. I believe we need all five from ourselves first in order to know how to receive all five from someone else, whether it be family, friends, or romantic relationships. It's very important to know your self-love language and to, practice and to try different things out, to dig deeper into, what you need to pay attention to your body signals, to, connect with your intuition. Because when we do that, you give yourself a certain freedom, you give yourself a certain peace, you give it to yourself. That's the part. And at that point, you attract what you are, you attract what you have for yourself. And that's love and acceptance for yourself. I do not want to leave this video without reading this affirmation for you. I think I might end up doing this at the end of my videos now, because it just came to my mind right now and I like it. So yeah, here's the affirmation, and it says, I am attracting better because I have discovered that it all starts with me. I'm going to change myself first so that everything can align for me. I'm not going to blame anyone. I'm going to take responsibility for my life. The better I become, the better I attract. I don't know if you can see that. I really tried. There goes my closed face. But maybe you can screenshot it and save it. I don't know. But yeah, I think we'll close out with that one. Always remember, people can only give you what they have for themselves, or only offer you what they have for themselves. It's up to you whether or not you want to receive it. Have a good day, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.